Oh, welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Pernin. Today I'll be talking about Tony Romo in a Broncos uniform. How would that look? Sexy, super sexy, not sexy, or like a handsome version of Peyton Manning? Derek Wolfe returned to practice, the Vikings cut Ronnie Hillman, and the Broncos signed a wide receiver. A busy day after a week off for the Broncos, which sucks because now I have to work. That's good, Broncos. Wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders was not at practice because he's having a baby with his wife. Congratulations, Emmanuel. But I can tell you right now, your kid does not give a shit about football. Waiting until after the bye week to enter the world? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Aqib Talib and Derek Wolfe return to practice, and they are full participants. Talib will return to the no-fly zone just in time for the Chiefs game, and Derek Wolfe returns to the am I the only guy who can fucking play zone on the defensive line. It's no secret the Broncos defense has struggled against the run, giving up 123.7 yards per game, which ranks them 29th in the league. And those struggles are occurring even with Wolfe on the field. Yes, the Broncos missed Malik Jackson and Danny Trevathan, but the D-line also lost Vance Walker for the season during training camp, let Antonio Smith go, and hoped to replace those guys with the production of Jared Crick, Billy Wynn, and Adam Gotsis. Nobody is saying it, but this unit is as much of a liability as the offensive line. Now, if Wade Phillips can get the D-line to play better, it will make a significant difference for the Broncos for the remaining part of this season. If Phillips is as good as we all believe he is, then he'll figure out a way to get Cory Nelson and Todd Davis to fit into one uniform and play as one player. That would utilize Davis's strength against the run and Nelson's strength against the pass. If they can fool the league, Denver can add another guy to the roster. It's like when Rodney Dangerfield tricked the soccer world into believing his son was a girl. And that worked out really well for them. And I believe that movie was set in Denver. The bottom line here is the Broncos have to get better against the run. The Vikings did cut former Broncos running back Ronnie Hillman just a few weeks after he signed with the team. Many of you are asking if the Broncos should re-sign Hillman. My answer is no, unless he's secretly a great right tackle. I'd be more interested to see the Broncos give Terrell Watson, running back on the practice squad, a shot. His fucking name is Terrell. Do you think a guy named Terrell might do pretty freaking good if Gary Kubiak's calling the shots on offense? Yeah, Terrells do well with Kubiak. Trevor Siemian resumed throwing after resting that bum AC joint for a week, which is weird because I smoked a joint with the bum during the bye week. That's a lie. We smoked crack together. Speaking of crack, Marlon Brown, who has never smoked crack, was re-signed by the Broncos today. They also signed him in July and then cut him because his back was to leaving him. At wide receiver, Brown is 6'5", which means the Broncos now have Benny Fowler at 6'1", Cody Latimer at 6'2", Jordan Taylor at 6'5", and Demaryius Thomas at 6'3". I'm not sure they really needed another big receiver, unless their new plan is to run a 3-wide formation with DT, Taylor, and Brown, and just have Siemian fucking throw jump balls all day. That would be cool. We just have to come up with a sweet nickname for the unit, like the no-fly zone, but on offense. The boys don't cry zone. The jump ball zone. The big boy receivers doing up high over the defense, because they're crushing you with their big old hands and long legs and smart brains unit. Oh, you suck defense. Could you be any worse against the big guys on top of you, killing your stupid butts zone receivers for the Broncos? Now to Tony Romo. Not to be confused with Tony Romos, which is easy to do because they both have shitty ribs that break all the time. Over the weekend, Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network said that when Tony Romo is traded this offseason, he'll have a lot of say in where he goes and that he is currently eyeing the Broncos. Why wouldn't he eye the Broncos? Denver won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning's deteriorating body, which was only held together with Toradol and strips of melted Papa John's cheese. I'd personally love to see Romo in Denver. I think he's a great quarterback, but I also believe his body is done. Since 2013, these are his injuries: ribs, back, fractured clavicle, back/shoulder, broken collarbone, left shoulder, and back. His upper body is basically 65 years old. As good as Denver's defense is, Romo would be jumping behind an O-line that looks like a college unit compared to the Cowboys' front five. Romo couldn't stay healthy behind the best line in football. How the hell would he do that here in Denver? Can a bone doctor make Tony Romo's bones stronger? Are bone doctors real? Or was the bone doctor just a terrible, terrible porno I watched 13 times? I don't know. I will say this. Maybe Romo is a blessing for Paxton Lynch. The Cowboys really wanted Lynch, but the Broncos swooped in and took him instead. So the Cowboys drafted Dak Prescott. Tony Romo, the presumed starter, gets hurt. Dak Prescott takes the reins and becomes a hero. If Romo comes to Denver, gets hurt, then that, by football osmosis, would make Paxton Lynch the hero. So yeah, go ahead and bring in Tony Romo to save Paxton Lynch's career. Start Paxton Lynch's career. Lynch for Romo. Romo for Lynch. Romo for Lynch's future. Romo for Lynch's future. Romo for Lynch's future. Is what the crowd would be chanting. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Make sure you subscribe here and give me a follow on Twitter at Brandon Perna. That's my name. It's on Twitter. Fucking follow me. Trevor Siemian and the Paul Bunyans, the three giant amigos, the Tiggly Wiggly Giggly bunch. You got Tiggly, Wiggly, and Giggly. They're big receivers. They make catches and they win games. The three tall tiers, like musketeers.